spirit grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Love is little, love is love. Love will make my spirit grow. Love is little, love is love. Love will make my spirit grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Love is little, love is love. Love will make my spirit grow. Love is little, love is love. Love will make my spirit grow. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right. Grow in peace, grow in light. Love will do the thing that's right.
Welcome to the live in-person and live Zoom worship service of the Universalist Unitarian Church of Riverside. Our opening hymn this morning is "We Will Rise Together." The lyrics will be projected on the screen. Now, please rise and embody your spirit and join us in singing "We Will Rise Together."
We will rise together, you and I, rise together hand in hand. Oh, we will rise together, heads held high. We will reach the promised land. Come, my friend, I see a brighter day, where freedom rings for everyone. Find a way to justice rising like the sun. We will sing together, you and I, sing together hand in hand. Come, we will sing together, heads held justice rising like the sun.
Thank you for joining us here in person, and thank you for joining us remotely by Zoom, where we will continue live streaming and posting these services on our YouTube channel for our virtual attendees. I'm Grace Preuss, a member of the Worship Committee, and I will be your worship associate today. Other members of the Worship Committee who make this service possible include Alec Peck, our music coordinator, Adam Wedeking, who monitors our visual and online connections, and Kate Lewicki, who is in charge of our sound system. We welcome you to join us this morning with an open mind and an open heart, and with muted electronic devices, please. We invite you to leave your worries and defenses at the door and trust that what happens in worship is inspiring and powerful. Together, we affirm that this day and our being together can make each of us braver, more compassionate, and wiser as we begin a new day and a new week. Today's sermon is taken from a recording of the 64th UUA General Assembly that was held on June 18th through June 22nd, 2025. The UUA General Assembly, also known as GA, is the annual meeting of our Unitarian Universalist Association. Participants worship, witness, learn, connect, and make policy for the association through democratic process. This year, the General Assembly was a multi-platform event with activities both in person in Baltimore, Maryland, as well as online. The Assembly's theme was entitled Meet the Moment. We will be streaming segments from that assembly today. For those who are interested, the entire program may be viewed online by entering UUA GA 2025 on your search bar. Before we move into the service, there are a few announcements we'd like to share. We will mention several websites, email addresses, and phone numbers. At the end of the service, we will leave up a slide with all of this information, and it is also available on our website. Please note that next Sunday, August 31st, will be the last week that we meet on the summer schedule. Beginning on the first Sunday of September 7th, our services will go back to starting at 10 a.m. First Sunday luncheons will also resume on September 7th following the service. Women's Fed. Women's Federation is an intergenerational group open to all who identify as a woman. This is a welcoming community that supports the UUCR and shares personal, social, and cultural issues important to women today. If you are interested in joining, please see me to be included on the email list. Meetings are held on second Saturdays of the month at 1 p.m. We will launch the new season on September 13th at Kate's house. Details can be found in the email that will be posted to those who are interested. Now we'd like to invite Adam Wedeking, Chair of the Social Environmental Justice Committee, to the pulpit for some additional announcements. Adam?
Good morning. Black August, for those who haven't heard of it, is an annual commemoration of Black resistance. The month of August, Nat Turner's rebellion of enslaved people was in August. Marcus Garvey's birthday is in August. Fred Hampton's birthday is in August. The March in Washington was in August. So there's a lot of Black liberation stuff going on during the month. And so in the 70s, in California prisons, August started being commemorated as a time to remember fallen revolutionaries and political prisoners. And that continues to this day. There is a celebration today at 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock this afternoon at Fairmount Park that some local organizations are putting together. I recommend everybody here and those watching on Zoom who are not in Missouri, come check it out. There'll be free food, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of opportunity to learn. That's what's really important about Black August, is learning about the history of Black revolutionaries. So I recommend everybody check that out. And it ties in line at GA. They approved a congregational study action issue, which we will be looking at later on this fall, about abolition. And this really deeply ties in with that. So if you get a chance, check that out this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. This concludes today's announcements. Our time together is brief, but it is filled with joy. In that spirit, I invite you to turn to those around you, greet them, welcome them, and share that joy. For those on Zoom, you can use a Zoom wave gesture or just wave at your camera. Are you? Oh. Good morning. Hi, Dinah. Good morning, Zeleny. So old friends visiting us up there in Zoom today. So welcome to all of our visitors today, and welcome back to all of our friends. We would love to meet you during coffee hour in the parish hall after the service, where you can also find our visitors book. Please leave your name before you leave so that we know you are here, and leave your contact information if you want updates on church events. There will also be a short discussion after the service to share your reflections with us. For those online, the best way to get added to the mailing list is to email the church office at admin@uuchurchofriverside.org. And now I invite you to sit back and take a slow, deep breath as we move into the worship hour. You are welcome to read with me the mission statement of our church. Our mission is to foster a diverse religious community that celebrates life, affirms the individual, encourages spiritual growth and open thought, and works to advance social justice and environmental sustainability. Today's sermon was delivered by Reverend Dr. Nicole C. Kirk on Sunday, June 22nd. Reverend Nicole C. Kirk is the Reverend Dr. J. Frank and Alice Schulman Chair of Unitarian Universalist History at Meadville Lombard Theological School and a historian of American religious history. She has served UU congregations in Ohio and New Jersey and is currently the program minister, part-time, at All Souls Unitarian Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nicole is the author of Wanamaker's Temple, The Business of Religion in an Iconic Department. The Sunday worship service focused on responding with moral courage, shared wisdom, and faithful imagination to societal injustices like attacks on immigrants, the marginalized, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, and LGBTQ plus dignity. In this time of global and national uncertainty, we will look through a historical lens at the beginnings of the UU organization by reflecting on the past and envision how we can carry on the legacy of this aspirational faith in the present day and into the future. Now we have two lightings of sacred flames. The first is a remembrance candle for the indigenous peoples who continue to cry out for justice and self-determination. We remember that we live off the unceded land of several indigenous peoples, including the Cahuilla, the Luiseño, the Serrano, the Tongva, the Cupeño, and others. We light this sacred flame in their remembrance and in recognition of their ongoing struggle for freedom and dignity. Our second sacred flame is our own chalice, the symbol of our faith. We are blessed with this space and opportunity to strive to live out our common principles, to bring justice, equity, and compassion into our daily lives, to resist all that threatens the earth and her people, and to be part of a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Let these thoughts carry us forth as we journey and worship together. Today's words are excerpts from the GA's Sunday service chalice lighting. We light this chalice, flame of our ancestors, symbol of evolution, fire that ignites the future unfolding. During our time together, let us be reminded that everything can be changed with a tiny flame. Beacon of our lineage, lighthouse on our journey, bonfire where we will dance together in the light of love. Thank you, Bill. Our hymn now is number 95, There is More Love Somewhere, from the Gray Hymnal. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you, and join us in singing hymn number 95, There is More Love Somewhere.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
This portion of our service is to support our beloved historical church. This can be accomplished in several ways. In addition to the weekly collection, you may send your checks to the church address, which is shown here. You may contribute by PayPal using the QR code, which is also shown here, as well as on the church website and in the newsletter. Stater Brothers Market gives our church a rebate on Stater grocery cards, which we will have in church each Sunday. You will get the full value of your purchase, and the church also receives a percentage for free. Please see Robert Brown in the church office if you are interested in purchasing the gift cards. Today is the fourth Sunday, which is 50-50 Sunday, held on the fourth Sunday of every month. If you wish to donate to the 50-50 program, half of each designated donation goes to the featured recipient and half to the general fund. This is in addition to your pledge to the church. Please write 50-50 on the memo line of your check or on the cash envelope that you find in the pews. Today, we are donating to the maintenance fund. Adam, did you want to specify any kind of general repairs that are going on in the church?
Yeah, we have been doing and have been needing quite a few repairs, of course. Just always, we have a number of leaks in the roof here in the church, which is going to be a very expensive fix. We've had a number of issues with those Lemon Street doors. The locks have been fixed, and now there's still some sort of jamming issues, and it's now coming off of the sandstone. And so we've got a number of repair issues that need to be taken care of. And so whatever you can donate, again, like she said, half of it goes towards the maintenance fund and half of it will go towards the general fund. Every dollar is needed. And also remember that you can bring in your CRV recycling. If you don't want to bring it in to get recycled yourself, you can donate here to the church. We bring that in, that goes straight to our maintenance fund, whatever comes in from that. So thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Please donate as the Spirit moves you by whatever method works best for you. We thank you for your generosity. And to those who give of their time and their talent, thank you for your generous care and attention. To all of you who have joined us here today, thank you for the gift of your presence. Will our ushers now please come forward to receive the collection? I believe a tote bag will also be passed around to collect food and hygiene items for our local community. Thank you. Our next hymn is number 1010, We Give Thanks, from the Teal Hymnal. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you, and join us in singing number 1010, We Give Thanks.
Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for gathered here, past far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
This is the part of the service where we center and ground ourselves in the present moment. Today's meditation is Meditation on the Power of We by Elandria Williams. Put your feet down because we're about to do embodiment. Close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. When you hear the word liberation, liberatory spirit, liberatory life, liberatory possibilities, what does that conjure in your soul? When you hear, we are the liberating force, spirit, light, and love, what does that conjure in your spirit? When you hear that we have the power to transform the world around us, what does that mean in your bones? When you hear we are the people that we have been waiting for, and we are, how does that feel in your blood? We are the light. We are the wisdom. We are the ancestors. We are those yet to come. How do we fully hold all of that in ourselves? Now open your eyes. Look at the people around you and go out and organize. Now let us pause for a moment of silence and reflection. Now I would like to introduce Reverend Dr. Nicole C. Kirk, speaking to us on Revolution Begins with a Dream.
Volatile markets, a trade war, controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, global uncertainty. 1815 was a pivotal year for the United States. It was also an important time for the birth of American Unitarianism. The War of 1812 had ended in February of that year, a war between the youthful United States and Great Britain over trade, commerce, maritime rights, and the meaning of U.S. citizenship and territorial expansion. With the ending of the war, William Ellery Channing, a liberal Congregationalist and minister of the prominent Federal Street Church in Boston, Massachusetts, and his colleagues anticipated a better, if not calmer, year. They were wrong. A different kind of fight was gaining momentum, a fight not waged with cannon, fire, and bayonets, but with convictions and ideas that would revolutionize American religious life forever and give a name to a growing body of religious liberals. What had become known as the Unitarian controversy had erupted in 1805 with the election of Henry Ware, Sr. as the Hollis Professor of Divinity at Harvard College. Ware and a growing number of Congregationalist ministers were challenging core Calvinist doctrines, including original sin, the nature of salvation, the interpretation of the Bible, and the Trinity. And many of their parishioners were embracing this emerging liberal theology. It was a quiet revolution that was never meant to be a revolution at all. By 1807, the liberals held the majority of the faculty positions and the presidency of Harvard College, and the conservative wing of the Congregationalists, the ones who called themselves Orthodox, meaning right-thinking, responded forcefully. They issued critical pamphlets, launched periodicals, shunned liberal colleagues, and established their own theological school, Andover Newton. The Orthodox began calling the liberals Unitarian as an insult. This theological feud would ebb and flow until 1815, and that's when Orthodox minister Jedediah Morse spearheaded renewed attacks on liberal ministers. He wanted to expose these ministers and their liberalism, separate them from their Orthodox colleagues and their congregations. In a calculated move, Orthodox ministers refused to exchange pulpits with their liberal colleagues. Jedediah Morse also wrote a book entitled American Unitarianism. A book was an attempt to brand the liberals as heretics. By associating them with an English form of Unitarianism, the intention of these efforts was to isolate the liberals, and instead it consolidated their resistance. And so from his pulpit at Federal Street Church in Boston, we now know as Arlington Street Church, there you are, William Ellery Channing began answering these attacks publicly, emerging as a spokesperson of the liberal movement. And let's be clear, he did not do this alone. He had lots of colleagues and family members and people in his life supporting him, including women, people of color, who often get left out of the story. Then, in this very city of Baltimore, on May 5th, 1819, Channing delivered the ordination sermon of Jared Sparks at the newly gathered First Independent Church of Baltimore. The sermon that became known as Unitarian Christianity embraced the label Unitarianism and interpreted it as the understanding of the unity of God, not a Trinity, and Jesus' role as an important teacher that was subordinate to God. And in that sermon, he laid out the basic tenets of what he called a pure Christianity, a pure and rational Christianity. It was a theological declaration of independence. Even after the Baltimore sermon and embracing the label Unitarian and redefining it, even after Channing helped gather a church in New York City, even after the court decision in 1820, when that church property was awarded to many of the liberal leaders and congregations, the Unitarians resisted creating a new association, or at least it seems like that. Many of the liberals were not ready to fully separate themselves from the Congregationalist body. It would take 6 more years before the liberals formally organized themselves into an association. And yet the liberals were organizing all along. They had created periodicals like the Monthly Anthology and the Christian Monitor. They had established clubs and ministerial organizations and associations like the Evangelical Missionary Society. A circle of Boston liberal ministers had joined together to hire ministers at large, including Joseph Tuckerman, to serve the poor and those in need. That is community ministry, my friend. And in May of 1820, Channing invited liberal ministers to meet at his church to develop an organization for mutual support. They called it the Berry Street Conference. We know it today as the Berry Street Essay. And yet, the younger generation, did you hear me? The younger generation of liberals still sought stronger connections. At the meeting of an anonymous association, that was really the name, the Anonymous Association, an organization of liberal Boston ministers, young Unitarian ministers like Ezra Giles Gannett, and Channing's assistant minister, by the way, and also Henry Ware Jr., his father, senior, was the one back at the Unitarian controversy time. They and others decided that they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to design an organization to support Unitarianism in New England and beyond. And so in May of 1825, at the Berry Street Conference, the American Unitarian Association was born. A constitution was adopted and a purpose that wanted to diffuse the knowledge and promote the interests of the liberal tradition of Unitarianism. They did not seek to hide Unitarianism. They sought to share and expand this practical and life-saving tradition. With this act, the separation between the Orthodox and the liberal strands of Congregationalism was institutionalized. It was an act of hope. They were lovers of life. They were builders of institutions. They were seekers of truth and keepers of faith. They are our ancestors, and we are their hope.
Each child has born a sings who we are. Each child that's born, star rises and sings who we are.
We are the ancestors. We are our grandparents' prayers, and we are our grandparents' dreams. We are the breath of our ancestors, and we carry the spark of the divine within us. We carry the weight of unfinished promises and unrealized dreams. We are the ancestors of tomorrow. And what kind of ancestors will we choose to be? We gather in this moment of profound challenge when many of us feel worn out, frightened, angry, fragmented, heartbroken. What we hold dear, freedom, justice, diversity, pluralism, equity, inclusion, reason, peace, and love are facing alarming attacks. As individuals, as communities, as a nation, the weight of uncertainty and the erosion of freedom weighs heavily. And we carry other burdens with us. Family strife, a layoff, a breakup, a bad diagnosis, a denial or erasure of who we are, friendships broken, loss and separation. And in this moment, volatile markets, a trade war, controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, and global uncertainty. And we too face a rigid orthodoxy, and it's called white Christian nationalism. An orthodoxy that seeks to establish what our founders rejected, a theocracy that would silence the very freedom they fought to protect and couldn't even fully imagine the impact of what they were saying. That foundation, the foundation what this nation was started from, and this religious tradition, it's under attack. They're trying to silence us. We live in the times that Quaker activist Parker Palmer calls the tragic gap, the space where between the hard realities around us and what we know is possible. We can imagine what Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community. We can envision what writer James Baldwin demanded, a more humane, connected, and just world. Our ancestors had dreams, and so do we. Historian Barbara Ransby instructs us that change is possible. Change is possible, and transformation begins in our individual and collective imaginations, where we look out where we can already see and do the impossible, imagine something we have not yet seen. She tells us, Barbara Ransby tells us, that revolution begins with a dream. And at the end, we must fight for it. We know the possibilities exist because we have experienced them in moments of profound connection and acts of justice that bends the arc towards love, although right now it feels like someone's trying to pull it the other way, in communities that held space for the full humanity of every person. And yet we also know the gaps. We know the gaps in our history and ourselves, As my beloved colleague Abi Jamamachi reminds us, we practice an aspirational faith that frequently, if not routinely, has not lived up to the fullness of what it preaches. We are dreamers awakening. It's taking a long time to get fully awake. We are dreamers awakening to the hard work of making dreams real. Bear with me for this next part. I think I could get through this. This year has taught me something profound about the relationship between dreams and loss, between what we inherit and what we leave behind. 6 months ago, my husband, Frederick, died after 13 months of living with terminal cancer. Now, we had time before he died, time to speak of the past, time to reckon with the regrets and mistakes, time to recall the shared joy, time to dream of a future that would not include his physical presence. But we would continue to be shaped by his love and dreams. We dreamt that together. He knew about this moment, by the way. I have been reflecting what it means to be alive in this moment, to survive the loss of a partner, to be more than 25 years in my Unitarian Universalist service as a minister, 13 years at Meadville Lombard Theological School, and more recently, having the opportunity to serve my local congregation, All Souls Unitarian in Tulsa. I've been thinking about how to reckon with this moment in my life, and also what's happening to us in this nation, and how Unitarian Universalism is caught there in between. How do we live into this moment when there is disappointment and broken dreams? How do we be a part of this movement that's more than just surviving as Unitarian Universalists? In my conversation with Frederick, I learned that grief and hope are not opposites. They are partners in the sacred work of remembering and imagining. When we grieve because we have loved. When we dream because we have hope for the future. What does it mean to be the people who inherit our ancestors' legacies, both the legacies we know of and the legacies that have been silenced? What does it mean that they were both flawed and full of promise? And how do we carry these legacies forward when we ourselves are flawed and full of promise? Our bicentennial for one part of our tradition, Unitarianism, calls us to reflect on the past, all of it. The celebrations, the leadership, the breakthroughs, and the mistakes, the failures, the places where the injustice prevailed. We must never forget where we have failed. We must never forget so that we can hold space to honor the grief, the loss, the missed opportunities, and to do something about it. We also hold tight our inheritance of this life-giving, saving, loving faith tradition. And even as we reflect on the mistakes, we still, this is the both and, my friends, we must still honor the leadership, the creativity, the adaptability, the imaginations, the possibilities of so many who came before us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Yeah. "200 years from now, let alone 50 years from now at General Assembly, perhaps at Baltimore or the moon, or wherever it may be, what will they say about how we showed up in this moment? Because we will be the ancestors I hope they sing of. The American Revolution did not fully liberate all Americans, but it did create the possibility of a future liberation movements. The Unitarian Revolution did not create a perfect faith, but it created the possibility of a faith that could evolve towards greater inclusion theologically, economically, socially, bodily. Freedom isn't the absence of restraint, it is the presence of love. It's the courage. It's the courage to remain open-hearted even after the loss, even after the brokenness, even after the shattered dreams. It's the willingness to keep on dreaming even when we have lost what seems like our hopes. When we gather like this, bearing witness to life's fragility, and it is fragile, life's fragility and magnificence. Freedom is never finished. We will be the ancestors that are going to be spoken of. Will we then be the ancestors who refuse to let democracy die on our watch? Will we be the ancestors who insisted that no single religion dictates the truth? The work of liberation is never done, but each generation must take up the torch and carry it forward. Remember, yes, remember in these tough times where rights are being denied and where the clouds of war are on the horizon, where fundamentalism is on the rise and your health and your loved ones' well-being is at risk. Unitarian Universalism must be both a rallying cry and a refuge. We offer sanctuary for the soul and summons to live our values of love and justice out in the world. But we know it. In order to do this, we have to have depth. We have to have the Spirit. We have to have our humanness in connection with one another. We are a faith that doesn't just believe in justice or talk about justice. We offer a moral framework and organized spirituality. We have a courageous history, a history of engagement that's so courageous. And we must not neglect to remember to offer space for spiritual healing and growth. And if you don't have that in your community right now, and you recognize that, then you are part of what is going to be the people gathering to make that happen. We need these spiritual roots, or however you translate that word, those spiritual roots through our music, our poetry, our words, our meditations, our prayers, sermons and songs that feed us. Feed our sparks of the divine, feed the Spirit in our communities so that we can not only transform ourselves, but then go out and transform the world. We need that fuel, yes, that fuel of healing, that fuel for growth. We need this because bell hooks reminds us that we need each other when she told us, rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. None of us do this alone. Looking back at what happened 200 years ago when Jedediah Morris tried to brand the liberals as heretics and isolate them, something remarkable happened. Instead of scattering in fear like leaves before the storm, they planted seeds that would grow into strong sequoias. They did not retreat, they advanced, and they consolidated their resistance. They organized. Channing's Baltimore sermon became their battle cry. Speak your truth boldly, prove all things, and hold fast that which is good. They created periodicals to carry their new theology across the land. They established clubs where like-minded individuals could meet and create caring communities. They sent ministers at large into the city streets to serve the forgotten and the forsaken. They formed the Berry Street Conference, creating sanctuary for souls under siege. They did not wait for permission. they did not wait for permission. They decided they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to create the American Unitarian Association. And when they accomplished this, they went from defense to offense, reaction to creation. This pattern is written in our spiritual DNA. Feel it, know it, act on it, live out of it. When they tried to, the Orthodox, when they tried to silence our ancestors, they organized. When they tried to isolate us, they built bridges. When they attacked your legitimacy, nurture your institutions that recognize your infinite worth. Communities where you can bring your entire beautiful self. The same fire that burned in their hearts burns in ours today. They are all around us. We called them in this room this morning and online. The same courage that moved them to action calls to us now. We are not here by accident. We are the living legacy of those who refuse to be silent, refuse to be diminished, refuse to surrender their liberation and the liberation of others. The future is calling us now. We are the hope of the ancestors, the ones who came to Baltimore more than 200 years ago, the ones before them, the ones who came after, so many who have been there and helped us expand and understand how big our love is, how grand and large our freedom is. In this moment, friends, don't be afraid. Don't stop organizing. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop loving. Friends, this faith matters. Your congregations, your communities matter. Your dreams matter. And the things we choose to do and say in the months and years ahead matter. Our ancestors, the spirit of life and freedom, and most of all, I think you know the word, love. Let's just say that together. Love is holding us, is carrying us, is inspiring us, is putting our hope in us. Love is all around, my friends. Let's not forget it. Can you feel it? Love is all around.
Won't you dance, won't you join me in moving? Hey. All around, everywhere I look, your love is all around. All around, everywhere I look, your love is all around. Now you sing, all around me, all around you. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. It's all around, all around, all around, all around, all around. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. It's all around me. Let me hear you shouting, let your kingdom come. Pour it out, 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 and manifest your love. It's a beautiful day to manifest your love. All around, everywhere I look, your love is all around. All around, everywhere I look, your love is all around. Oh, your love is too deep to navigate, and it's too high to climb, but still, it's available. Time after time, after time, after time, after time, your love, it lifted me. It's too deep to navigate, and it's too high to climb, but still, it's available. Time after time, after time. Can I get a witness, please? Now, I'm gonna sing a little something. Choir's gonna follow me, and I hope you do too. Here we go. Yeah. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. Now you sing.
Everywhere I look, your love is all around.
A little louder. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. All around. All around. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. All around. All around. All around. Yes. All around. All around. Everywhere I look, your love is all around. It's all around. It's in you. It's in me. It's all around. It's all around. Yeah. All around. All around. Your love is all around. All around. Yes, it is. Yes, it is all around.
Now, our closing hymn is number 1014, Answering the Call of Love from the Teal Hymnal. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you, and join us in singing number 1014, Answering the Call of Love.
The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love alive, and so every soul is blessed as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim, we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide, reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim, we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
Let us continue to grow as citizens of our communities, our nation, and our world. Let us work to build the common good for ourselves and the generations to come. May it be so. Amen. Namaste, amen, and blessed be. Thank you all for joining us here today. We will have 10 to 15 minutes for discussion following the service for those who wish to share your thoughts and observations on today's presentation. Please be aware this will be included on the video that is posted. For the rest of you, you are now welcome to adjourn into the parish hall. Would anyone like to come up and share their thoughts today? Diane? Good morning.
Hello. Well, for all maybe 13 or 14 of us here today, I think this was a very interesting presentation and a lot to think about. Now, I'm going to give you a preview of coming attractions for you to think about. I have been very impressed by what I hear here, and thank you for those, Alec, example, who give us more food for thought of different ways we can look at now, how we're being affected by it, and how we might make a difference. Many of you give a lot of time to this little church trying to expand this beautiful idea. Now, I'm going to throw something out that just happened to come my way when I was sitting at the TV, falling asleep, because I do that a lot these days, an older person, but still, I used to read. When I still can read, the eyes aren't as good as they used to be, but I can sometimes find books that look interesting. So this is an idea, only an idea, but it may be extremely relevant to what was presented today. Now, this is a book that's just come out recently. I don't know much about this yet, other than what I saw briefly in an interview with a book club person who does a pretty good job of providing good books for people to read. I don't know how you feel about Oprah Winfrey. I'm not really ever watching that much about her, but I do believe, even though she is in the stratosphere of wealth, that she still considers it important to think about good ways to live. Well, we don't know for sure on this, other than what we might feel in our own opinion. But this is a book that was provided as a recommendation, and I watched the gentleman who wrote this book present his idea, very relevant to what's happening now. From whatever you choose to do or not do, I'm going to throw a name of a book out at you, because I have found here at the Unitarian Church, the book club has expanded my thinking. And I do believe, as a teacher, former teacher, that knowledge is power. We can percolate on the ideas and decide if they make sense to us. But without knowledge, we can be little blind sheep moving forward, not really aware of perhaps something larger than ourselves. Now, how do we participate in this? Well, one thing I'm going to do is read this book. Now, the book may or may not turn my churn, but what I heard certainly did in the presentation where the author was talking about the book he's written. It's by a Dr. Richard Rohr, R-O-H-R, Maybe some of you have already read some of his books. I have not. But this one's called The Tears of Things. Very relevant in terms of what's going on right now. We can absorb from it what we choose. I'm going to read it. And this will be a preview of coming attractions. All I can tell you is that it's very relevant in some of its parts to what is happening collectively now and how we can choose as individuals to try to make a difference. And remembering how history will repeat itself. And we have an opportunity at this moment to take action, to be aware of what happened before, and maybe understand a bit more of what may be happening right now if we allow ourselves to be blind sheep. So rather than have other people expect to do it, maybe we can kick our tail into gear and be doing it ourselves, but it has to be collective. And maybe this book might be a difference. I'm going to read it. This is a to be continued. So the spoiler is The Tears of Things. And that's tied with love, but it's also tied with action. Because if we don't take action, well, things can happen as they are now. That's it. Thank you for listening. My long hello. Bye.
Thank you, Diane. Would anyone else like to come up and share their thoughts?
I'd like to thank the speaker today up here because, frankly, the piece that I had coming had some challenges for me, and some of what she was saying might help me to break my way through of it. I was looking at storytelling as a manifestation of current faith. Dream might be a better way to handle it, because a man can dream of building a kitchen cabinet and then wake up and can measure, take a look at the boards he's got and the ones he needs to buy, and see if he can remember how to hammer them together and wind up with at least an ugly kitchen cabinet. And some of the stuff I saw, I had a lot of questions, still have a lot of questions. When you're looking at the stories of your past, especially the metaphysics of changing your belief from where you were to perhaps where you are now, it is nice to have answers rather than just the idea of storytelling, because I can tell a dozen stories and some of them are not good for us. And the idea of how to get that good story, real important. And it's going to be important later on too when I give the darn sermon.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone else like to come up?
The Reverend's description of the politics of around 1812, 1815 sounded so much like now. It looks like things are remarkably pretty much the same always. So I thought that was very, very interesting. I wish I could or should go back and maybe become a historian to see how similar the past is and how it speaks to us constantly. As for the other thing, what you choose to do, I view Gaza as an open-air Auschwitz. And I ask myself, what did the German people do back when people were being killed in the ovens? And even though it's a very small thing, I've chosen to stand out Monday through Friday on the corner across from the Fox downtown here in Riverside, holding a sign that currently says something about break the I forget, the barrier of Gaza erected by Israel, which is causing people to starve to death. Anyway, it's interesting. Many people do come by and they periodically, 1 in 100 cars honk, 1 in 50 give me a wave. And I actually had some guy who I think was just general nutcase and very angry who said, drop a bomb on all of Gaza, destroy all those people. He was in a car about 3 lanes away from me, but he was waiting for me to show him any kind of resistance so he could come and kick me, I'm sure. Just a violent person. I kept very quiet because I didn't really want to be kicked. Anyway, but I feel like it's not much that I do, but on the other hand, I'll be there from 4:30 to 5:30. It's fun to cheerlead the cars, plus it keeps me out of the refrigerator, which is a win-win situation for my weight. Thank you.
Thank you, Walt. I think we have one more from Sue.
Hi, everyone. Hey, I'm Sue. Pronouns are she and her. Just in case you forgot my name, I forget names. I wanted to make the connection for me between the meditation moment and the sermon, the word liberation, and the idea of taking a moment to embody that word. Because I think a lot of what I do, even though I'm a dance person, is it all goes in my head. But the idea that the idea to organize, and what does that even feel like in your body? What is to organize, to gather as a group? To join with the Feed Gaza sign on the corner. Thank you for your activism. And then the other thing that stood out was holding grief and hope next to each other. Grief because we love, hope because we dream. Right now, grief weighs more. So how can I hold a balance there so it's not so heavy? Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Is there anyone else in the audience? Is there anyone online who'd like to share something with us? No. So if there are no further comments, thank you for sharing your thoughts. And now please join us in the parish hall for further fellowship. Thank you.